Hey there, tool enthusiasts! Whether you're a DIYer, a seasoned pro, or just curious about power tools, understanding the differences between a chainsaw and a reciprocating saw can make your life a whole lot easier. These tools may seem similar at first, they both cut things, right? But when it comes down to the details, each serves a unique purpose. In today's video, we're diving deep into what sets these two powerhouses apart. So by the end, you'll know which one is the right fit for your next project. Let's get started. Welcome to the History of Simple Things, where we delve into the fascinating history behind the little things that shape our world. Let's start with the chainsaw. This tool has been around for quite a while and is best known for its use in forestry. Chainsaws are designed for heavy-duty cutting, primarily for wood. They've got a long guide bar with a chain wrapped around it, which spins quickly to slice through logs, branches, or even thick tree trunks. The key feature here is the chain. It's equipped with sharp teeth that do the cutting work as it rotates around the bar. Chainsaws come in different types: gas-powered, electric, and battery-operated. Gas-powered chainsaws are typically the most powerful, used for big jobs like felling trees or cutting large firewood. Electric and battery-powered models are more suited for lighter tasks like trimming branches or home landscaping, but regardless of their power source, chainsaws are all about high-power, high-speed cutting. Now, let's talk about the reciprocating saw. This tool might not be as iconic as the chainsaw, but it's definitely a versatile piece of equipment. Instead of a rotating chain, it has a straight blade that moves back and forth rapidly, hence the term reciprocating. These saws are often referred to as sawsaws, and if you've ever done any demolition work, you've likely seen one in action. Reciprocating saws are designed for cutting through a wide variety of materials, not just wood. You can switch out the blades to cut metal, plastic, drywall, and even plaster. They're great for precise cuts in confined spaces, like when you're working between studs or cutting through pipes. They come in corded and cordless versions, and while they don't have the raw power of a chainsaw, their versatility is what makes them shine. Okay, so we know the basics, but let's dig into the differences. First off, power. The chainsaw is the heavyweight in this matchup. Chainsaws are designed to tackle thick, dense materials, and they do it fast. They're the go-to tool if you're working with large trees or need to make quick work of thick branches. The power behind a chainsaw makes it perfect for outdoor projects that involve cutting down, pruning, or chopping up wood. On the other hand, a reciprocating saw isn't as powerful as a chainsaw, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. A reciprocating saw is more about versatility than brute strength. It's great for cutting materials like metal, plastic, and smaller pieces of wood. And because it doesn't have the same torque as a chainsaw, it's easier to control in more delicate cutting scenarios. Chainsaws and reciprocating saws also differ in how you handle them while cutting. A chainsaw requires a bit of finesse, especially when you're cutting down something large like a tree. You have to control the speed, angle, and pressure carefully to avoid kickback, which can be dangerous. The cutting process is more aggressive. Once you start, the chainsaw really digs in, and you've got to maintain control. With a reciprocating saw, it's a different story. This tool is more about precision. Because the blade moves back and forth rather than rotating, you have more control over your cut. It's ideal for when you need to make specific cuts in tight or awkward spaces. There's less risk of kickback, but you do need a steady hand to guide the blade. Overall, the reciprocating saw's cutting action gives you a bit more control over smaller, detailed cuts. Another major difference is portability. Chainsaws tend to be bigger and heavier than reciprocating saws, especially the gas-powered models. They can be a bit of a hassle to carry around for long periods, particularly if you're working in a remote area or don't have easy access to power. Reciprocating saws, by contrast, are generally smaller and more lightweight. This makes them much easier to carry around, especially on job sites where you might be moving between different tasks. Cordless models are even more portable, and you can easily swap out the batteries to keep them going all day. Chainsaws are fantastic for outdoor jobs: logging, trimming large trees, clearing debris, or even cutting firewood. Their speed and power make them the tool of choice for heavy-duty woodcutting jobs. But that's where they're most effective. Chainsaws aren't versatile in terms of materials. They're really designed for wood, and that's about it. Reciprocating saws, on the other hand, are the MVP of demolition work. Need to cut through wood, metal, PVC, or drywall? A reciprocating saw can do it all. Because it's so versatile, it's often the tool you'll grab when you're working on renovations or repairs. It may not be as fast as a chainsaw for cutting through big logs, but it's way more useful for all-around tasks. Both tools come with their own set of safety risks, and it's crucial to know what you're dealing with before you start working. Chainsaws are powerful and can be dangerous if not used correctly. Kickback, the sudden jerking of the saw when it hits an obstruction, can cause serious injury. Always wear protective gear like gloves, goggles, and ear protection, and make sure to maintain a firm grip while cutting. Reciprocating saws are generally safer, but they can still pose risks. Because the blade is exposed and moves rapidly, you've got to keep your fingers clear and wear safety goggles to protect against flying debris. While there's less chance of kickback, you still need to maintain control of the tool to prevent it from jumping or getting stuck in tougher materials. When it comes to maintenance, chainsaws require more attention. You'll need to regularly sharpen the chain, keep it lubricated, and check the tension to ensure smooth operation. Gas-powered chainsaws also require fuel mixing and engine maintenance, which can add to the upkeep. Reciprocating saws are lower maintenance by comparison. You just need to swap out blades depending on the material you're cutting, and keep the tool clean and free of debris. Battery-operated models will need charging, but otherwise, they're pretty simple to care for. So there you have it, the key differences between a chainsaw and a reciprocating saw. If you're tackling heavy-duty woodcutting or outdoor projects, the chainsaw's raw power is what you need. But for versatility, portability, and more precise cutting, the reciprocating saw has you covered. Hopefully, this video helped clear up any confusion and gave you a better idea of which tool to choose for your next project. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.